Hi guys, I have a few items to demonstrate related to the parametric generation of ThermaSteel panels. First one is related to stud layout and quantity. As the panel adjusts in size, I've added some extra dimensions here to follow along. From the left side, from the edge of panel to center of stud is 12 inches, and center of center is 12 inches, and center of center. Because this particular panel is set at 12 inches on center. Change that to 16. As the panel decreases in width, the end studs, in this case we have a leading edge and a stud, come up against what ends up being the last pack of layout studs and begins to push it. And at a certain point, the way the algorithm is set up now is from the edge of panel to edge of stud. When that becomes less than 12 inches from the edge of panel to the edge of the new pack of studs, the next layout, then in this case the last pack of studs is no longer needed. And that algorithm can be adjusted, but this is how it's set up now. So from the edge of panel to the center of stud is 12 inches from the left. Edge of panel to the center of the stud from the right is 12 inches. So as we shrink the panel, the only studs that begin to move are the studs on the end. So now, take a look at the extra dimensions I added. This first pack of studs, or the last layout studs, have begun to move. Now this end pack is pushing the last layout. And they'll continue to move until at this point now, these are 3.5 inch face on the stud, so that from the edge of stud to the center of the stud is 1 foot 1 3/4, which means from the edge of the panel to the edge of the stud is 12 inches. Which is the minimum in the algorithm as it's set up now. So as soon as we go below that, the width decreases to less than that. Or more than that. And the additional pack of studs comes back. This continues as we begin to push the next pack of studs. And that algorithm can be adjusted, but at this, the way it's set up now, it's 12 inches from the edge of the panel to the center of a stud. But as panel shrinks from the right, it'll push the pack of studs, the next pack, until from the edge of panel to the edge of the stud will maintain 12 inches. I'll turn off some of these extra dimensions quick. Next thing I want to look at is the area report. So starting out with a standard 4x8 panel, area report measures this as 32 square feet. If I adjust the panel as if it's on a gable end, following the pitch of the roof, the auto dimension, for one thing, now dimensions both sides if one side is different. It also dimensions the difference in that height. So in this case, now the area is measured at 21 1/3 square feet. If we add a bottom notch, which can be a doorway, the area now is 9 1/3 square feet, because it's not measuring the area of the notch, the bottom, the doorway, or the angle. An auto dimension turns off the left dimensions if both sides are the same. And auto dimension dimensions the doorway is 5 inches from the left, and the width of that notch and the height of the notch, 6'8" in this case. What's happening at the same time is, in this case, these 6 studs are within the doorway, and they need to adjust in height. Our cut length report is following with 3 common studs that are full height, and a leading edge is full height. Look closely. You've got the common studs that are full height, and a leading edge. Change this to a no lap right, so it's all studs and no leading edge. So all 4 of those left and right studs, full height, and then the studs inside the doorway, in this case 6 of them, decreased in height to 1'4". So the stud cut length report follows. bottom notch adjustments, top notch adjustments. There's a beam pocket here. You can see that the area is adjusting as well, and the stud lengths. So now those studs that are within the opening are 1'4". I have one stud that's full height. I have one leading edge that's full height. A pack of 2 on this end that are 7 foot tall. So auto dimension, tried to not congest the drawing too much. But give important information, and those dimensions can be adjusted, added to, and subtracted from. Basically, if both sides are the same height, it only dimensions one height, because the width follows with the top elevation, top plan view. In the elevation of the panels, it doesn't do notch dimensions, but on the traveler sheets, clean up these panel numbers. On the traveler sheets, it includes the notch dimensions. Notch offset from left, notch width and height. And so, if this panel is on a gable end and the height changes on the left side, or on the right side, then the added dimension is included in the auto dimension. To measure left and right. And the 3D model is following. And stud length cut report adjusts to top notches, doorways, and an interior offset. Using an interior offset to describe a panel that the inside of the panel is taller than the exterior, often when it's along the eaves of a building with a ThermaSteel roof. So the top of the panel is beveled, and this dimension is described or specified as a interior height offset, which means it can be added to or subtracted. A positive number adds. So the interior studs are in this case now 2 inches taller. My report then includes studs that are taller on the inside than they are on the outside. Take away this notch to clear up the report a little bit. So we have, in this case, this particular panel, 1, 1 full height stud, 1 leading edge is full height. Then the interior studs are 2 inches taller. We have 3 studs that are on the exterior of the panel, where the leading edge is, that's the exterior of the panel. That are 1'4" in this case. And then the interior studs in those same packs are 2 inches taller, 1'6". This panel would be along the eaves of a building where a ThermaSteel panel or a roof panel, or for any other reason that the top edge of the panel is beveled in this case. And the stud lengths in the cut length report reflect that difference.